A suspicious death on the outskirts of our city has everyone talking, and some are voicing concerns about the safety of Lloydminster. That has the border city's top cop speaking out, and according to Staff Sergeant Dave Callist, residents don't need to worry.
If there isn't a warning or alert after such an incident, really the public can feel very confident that they're not in danger, that the incident that we're dealing with was likely a targeted event, and there is no cause for general concern or fear among the general public. The general population needs to understand is the information they get via social media is not accurate. It should not be considered as fact. It is not supported by the police investigation or documented facts.
Staff Sergeant Callist can't discuss the suspicious death because Kit Scotty RCMP are in charge of the case. While he won't comment if the incident was gang-related, Callist understands organized crime does exist in our city.
Is it something that we're concerned about? Yes, it is, but we are doing, I think, a very good job of addressing those concerns and confronting organized crime in a very positive manner.
Staff Sergeant Callist says if anyone is concerned for their safety, they should contact police. Meantime, the body from Tuesday's incident was in plain view much of the morning as police continued their investigation. And the road where the suspicious death occurred was also the regular route of a morning school bus. And some students on that bus are still coming to grips with what they saw.
A part of the daily routine for hundreds of local kids, hopping on a bus just like this one, making the morning trip to school. But for a few dozen 8 to 17-year-olds, a bus ride Tuesday morning is one they'll never forget.
A couple of students did witness a body on the road, and it was fairly traumatic for them.
RCMP won't say much about the incident aside from the death being suspicious. And when the bus approached the scene Tuesday, police came on board to talk to the driver.
The RCMP also spoke with him and said, look, you can't go through here. Want all the kids on one side of the bus, and there was evidence of a body down the road.
The bus was roughly half a block away from the crime scene and was rerouted down a nearby road.
To our knowledge, there were only 2 students that did, turn their heads in spite of being told not to look. And some sort of found out after the fact and were still pretty distraught.
The Public School Division has a protocol to deal with incidents like this one called the Tragic Events Response. The parents of all kids on board were contacted, letters sent home, and grief counseling provided. Many were pretty shaken up.
Some were feeling a bit of fear, not knowing why that happened and who that was in their neighborhood.
Staffers know it will take time for kids to digest what they saw.
I'm sure that over the next 2 or 3 weeks, this will pop up in their brain, and we'll have opportunity to have further conversation with them about it.
And kids here are asking the same questions most in the community are.
I know a lot of them are still questioning. They want answers: who it was, why did it happen, and those kind of things.
Questions which police have yet to answer.
Lloydminster Fire Department is clearing up a rumor that is currently making its rounds on social media. There's a post stating that a man dressed up as a firefighter is going around town doing some home inspections, then going into homes and stealing property.
There's absolutely no evidence to support the fact that there's somebody running around Lloydminster dressed as firefighters. The only people running around dressed as firefighters are firefighters.
Gustafson says the fire department does perform home inspections, but there are certain protocols they follow.
They always travel in pairs. They've always got ID on them. You will always see a fire department vehicle, not necessarily in front of your house, but in the neighborhood.
If you're uncertain about whether someone is with the fire department, you can always ask for ID or call the fire department for clarification.
If you called in, for example, and you gave me an ID number, I can link that number to a name. Or if you gave me the name, I can link it to the ID number. So it's kind of a double cross-reference, if you will.
In the end, Gustafson says that homeowners can say no to a home inspection. Well, a local company is catapulting itself into its 30th year of business in the border city. Bart Paniasek has the story.
Crowds gathered to watch the spectacle as PWM Steel celebrated its 30th birthday in a unique way. Owner Paul Clausen is proud of what his company has accomplished in the border city.
It's just watching the town grow and how my business is growing. I never would have thought it would have grown to this state when you first get going, but your business has got to grow with the town.
This is the third time PWM Steel celebrated with the catapult.
On our 20th, we tossed a 650 on it. It went 211 feet. Our 25th, we had a Kawasaki, it went 247 feet. We did a practice run here about 4 o'clock, and the motorcycle went 310 feet.
Now, this catapult you can't find in any stores or online. PWM Steel built and designed this one from scratch, and it's not one that you'll find at a regular birthday party. What would it take for me to rent one of these for my birthday?
You can't really move it. It's 20 feet tall and it's 30 feet wide, so the trucking, you can move it. You have to have your birthday here.
A barbecue was also held, raising money for a local charity.
The really cool part about it is that they're taking donations and then they're going to match those donations, and all the money is going to go to the Lloydminster Youth Centre.
Lloyd FM was there serving burgers because of another charity donation PWM Steel provided earlier.
We're here barbecuing today because PWM Steel, they bought us in our labor auction that we had for Relay for Life. So all the proceeds, all the money they gave us for our services are going to the Canadian Cancer Society and the Relay for Life.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
RCMP have issued a warning in regards to the release of a high-risk sex offender in our city. RCMP say Nicky Caillou has been released from the Bowden Institution after completing his 36-month sentence for sexual assault. Caillou will be residing in Lloydminster. The 44-year-old was convicted of numerous sexual offenses. RCMP say they're releasing his picture because there is a chance he could reoffend. Caillou is described as Métis, about 5'9", 154 pounds, with brown eyes.